God is good, and for each day that passes will not be a day we will be looking forward to Chronicles of Elyria. So Chronicles of Elyria, you may remember as the MMO that was kickstarted and was going to offer a game in which the player aged and grew older and all kinds of other cool mechanics. That game has been canceled. I am very displeased to announce. Basically, Caspian, who's the founder of Soulbound Studios, who is making the game, announced recently that Chronicles of Elyria is over. Basically, the entire staff has been let go and they've ran out of money. Now, what's interesting about them running out of money is that they had raised somewhere in the ballpark of $8 million over the course of developing the game. I don't know if it's mismanaged. Perhaps the development of a game this ambitious costs too much. We're going to look at a couple of things here, though, and I'm going to give my opinion on it. So back in 2015, towards the end of it, so about, roughly 4.5 years ago, they did their Kickstarter, and they were actually only asking for right under $1 million. They ended up raising $1,300,000 or so, and they continued to fundraise over the next few years, and they ended up making around $8 million. This was supposed to be a role player's dream come true MMO, but through these 4 years of development, really didn't see very much happen, right? That's why I didn't cover this game very much, because it just didn't seem like the ball was rolling. Recently, they did finally release a demo of the game. However, it was just like a parkour jumping around, and it was 3 levels, and it was very shoddy, very crappy, to be honest, especially for 4 years of development, and nothing in the way of being an MMO. That was kind of everybody's first red flag that something was wrong. I mean, it was pretty bad. Let me just put it that way. It was pretty freaking bad. What really put a bad taste in my mouth was that a few weeks ago, or about a month ago, I'd say, they started taking money for land plots for housing, etc., and they're charging an exorbitant amount of money for it. And I knew that this was a cash grab. It was pretty obvious. I mean, typically, if you want to give land as part of a pre-order for people that spend a lot of money back in the game, I can kind of see that, but just straight up offering plots of land and then saying you better grab it before we run out, and the game's not even out yet. It's not even in pre-alpha or anything. That's a little bizarre, and especially to be asking the amount of money they were asking for. So apparently this Caspian guy has a pretty rough past. He's been known to tell a couple of lies during the development, such as claiming he threw $500,000 of his own money towards the development of the game, and then people in the industry, respectable people, stepping forward and saying there's no way that he even had that kind of money to throw down on it. He was giving himself a salary of over $200,000 per year during the development of this game. I mean, it's pretty rough. Let me just say that. I don't like to be negative on my channel. It's generally all about good news, but sometimes I just gotta let you guys know some bad news, and Chronicles of Elyria just did not make it. And what really upsets me about this is that it makes other legitimate crowdfunded MMOs look really bad. Things like this hurt the entire industry. They don't just hurt that particular game, but think of all the people that invested all this money into the game, and now it's nothing. They get nothing out of it, and there's so many fishy things to it, like all the transaction history being deleted so that people can't even log onto their profile and see how much money they spent or what they spent money on. They went out of their way to delete all that information. So I just recommend, if you're one of the people who got caught up in this or spent your money or what have you, to contact your credit card issuing bank and see if you can't get a charge back for undelivered services, since it doesn't look like you'll be able to go through Soulbound and legitimately probably get your money back that way. So I would go through your bank or your credit card company and definitely try to get your money back, because what a waste. And there's no reason, in my opinion, for somebody to do this and get nothing out of it. I mean, it's even supposedly been admitted that the footage that we've seen of this game was pre-rendered. None of it was actually models built in the game to actually ever be played. It's just kind of scammy. The entire thing stinks of extreme scam. And like I say, I hate to be the guy to announce information like this. Just remember that the games that probably most of my people here on my channel are following games like Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. We played that game, right? It's been in pre-alpha. We've seen it. People have been in the game. Streamers have gotten on and played the game with developers and experienced it. They're actually building a game. A game like this, unfortunately, is a real example of probably vaporware, especially when you take a look at that real shoddy parkour course, obstacle course thing that they released. It was supposedly, pre-alpha gameplay. Pre-alpha gameplay of what? Playing that video for you now. I mean, this is assets purchased and threw together real quick. Let's just be honest. I doubt this game was even honestly being built at all, and that's a shame. But guys, that's all. I wanted to update you on that in case you didn't know. Horrible news for anybody who was looking forward to that game. I know I covered it one time. I think I made a video about it. I always felt a little standoffish from this game. It really didn't seem like there was anything real happening, so I didn't want to put my reputation on the line following a game that seemed shady from the start, in my opinion. If you have been following the game, my deepest condolences. Definitely would try to get my money back if I were you, at least, especially if you bought in on that land grab situation that they had. But guys, sorry to have the bad news. There'll be good news coming soon, I'm sure, on some of the other games. And for all the people who got ripped off, I'd highly recommend checking out a more legitimate MMO. And I have plenty of options here on the channel if you'd like to sort through and look for something to look forward to. And of course, I couldn't blame you if you don't want to start throwing money at an unreleased game after getting burnt like that. Lots of people here in my community, maybe not burnt by the Chronicles of Elyria, but have been burnt by EverQuest Next or other things. We've all been burnt at some point or another, and it stings, and I'm deeply sorry for your loss. Guys, until next time, though, God bless and happy gaming.
Listen to what I say. I've been making videos all day. My friends all say I'm it's a video buffet. You can even hit replay. But please just subscribe. I can't even describe being part of my tribe. I'll even offer you a prize. But just please just subscribe. And hit the bell notification too.